A couple sits in the kitchen. One makes a tiny comment about the dishes, and within 10 seconds, the room erupts into a hostile standoff. When couples seek help for this, practitioners typically treat it as a communication breakdown. The clinical case of Dr. Rory and his wife Lisa illustrates why this diagnosis often fails. Dr. Rory is on a phone call, radiating warmth and generosity. The moment he hangs up, he turns to Lisa, and his entire demeanor shifts into irritation. Lisa reacts with an instant, intense distress. Her reaction has nothing to do with the specific words Rory just spoke. She is responding to the shift itself. Lisa accurately read a subcortical selective safety withdrawal from Rory's nervous system. Standard communication tools cannot solve this dynamic because the problem is happening below the level of language. Most intense relationship conflict is an attachment alarm in the nervous system. This is a matter of biology. Adult romantic partners utilize the same neurological architecture as an infant reaching for a primary caregiver. Because this architecture remains identical throughout life, a partner's emotional withdrawal triggers the same primal threat response as a parent abandoning a toddler. Treating these fights as communication errors is like trying to disable a fire alarm by arguing with the smoke detector. You have to find the fire in the nervous system. Relational disconnection creates a measurable physical emergency in the body. Cognitive neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger used brain imaging to track how the body processes social rejection and exclusion. This fMRI data shows bright activation clusters in the anterior cingulate cortex, the specific region that fires during social rejection. This is the same region that activates when you break your wrist. To the brain, a partner turning away and a physical injury look exactly the same. When a client says a partner's dismissal felt like being punched in the stomach, they are describing a literal nervous system injury. Love is a survival mechanism that drives bonding to protect us from the storms of life. When that bond is threatened, the nervous system enters a state of biological crisis. Dr. Sue Johnson developed a framework for understanding how the brain continuously scans for this relational safety. Every nervous system runs a background operating system, evaluating 3 core variables. Is my partner accessible? Responsive? Am I engaged with them? Any signal of uncertainty causes the system to shift. The relationship stops feeling like a safe haven, registering as a threat environment. This shift drives protest behavior, an escalating aggressive demand for connection intended to force an answer from the partner. Surface-level arguments about the dishes are often desperate subcortical demands, asking the macro ARE questions. Are you still there? Do you still care? These macro-level alarms are triggered by tiny, micro-level daily behaviors. Dr. John Gottman quantified these behaviors through a concept he calls the bid for connection. A bid is a nearly invisible attempt at connection, a sigh, a glance, or a passing touch in the kitchen. Happy couples turn toward these bids 86% of the time. Couples who later divorced turn toward only 33%. When a bid is ignored, the subcortical brain logs the non-response. I reached out and no one came. These unacknowledged missed bids accumulate across thousands of daily interactions. This creates an emotional bank account that acts as a neuroceptive ledger. When the balance drops below 0, the nervous system recalibrates the partner from a safe haven to a potential threat. Gottman's behavioral data and Johnson's attachment theory describe the same physiological event. Every microbid acts as a delivery mechanism for a micro-ARE probe. The passing comment is a ping asking, "Are you there for me?" A turned-toward bid delivers a micro-deposit of safety, answering the survival question with a provisional yes. Relational crises emerge from the accumulated weight of thousands of micro-ARE failures over months or years. The intense fight is merely the match. The room has been filling with gas for months because of a depleted safety ledger. When the safety ledger hits absolute 0, the relationship enters a terminal stage of dysregulation. The seeker escalates their protest behavior because their nervous system has learned that quiet bids go ignored. The bunker experiences this intensity as an existentially unsafe evaluation, causing their nervous system to shut down in a dorsal vagal collapse. The seeker and the bunker are fleeing the same biological fire from opposite doors, both acting out of severe ARE deprivation. You cannot communication skill your way out of an attachment alarm. Healing requires first aid for the wounded nervous system. Couples must stop treating the argument and start rebuilding the subcortical safety ledger through consistent microdeposits of connection.